Jonathan Young.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Energy and Resources and asks, what are the benefits to New Zealand from the Kupe Gas Project?
Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, the $1.3 billion Kupe Gas Project was opened by the Prime Minister this morning. It's now fully operational and is one of New Zealand's most important new infrastructure developments. Over its lifetime, it's expected to supply 254 petajoules of natural gas, about 1.1 million tonnes of LPG, and almost 15 million barrels of light crude oil. At its peak, Mr. Speaker, it's expected that Kupe will produce 10 to 15% of New Zealand's current annual gas demand and 50% of our current annual LPG demand.
Jonathan Young.
Supplementary to the Minister, what economic benefits have already accrued from the development of the Kupe project?
Honourable Jerry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, there's been a big benefit, particularly in Taranaki, where job creation has been significant. At the height of construction, approximately 1,000 people worked on the production station site, and more than 6,000 hours of labour were expended while maintaining a very strong safety record on that site. There's also been a big benefit from the use of New Zealand operators in the supply chain. The project awarded New Zealand companies nearly three-quarters of the overall project expenditure, with about $600 million coming to New Zealand companies. Finally, Mr. Speaker, the Crown is expected to receive around $300 million in royalties over the life of the field.
Chauvel.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In light of the Electricity Commission's warnings about a looming energy supply crisis, is he concerned that despite having a contract to take all the gas that the Kupe field can produce, Genesis Energy recently told the Commerce Committee that after 2016...
Point of order, Brendan Burns.
Grant Robertson.
Grant Robertson, beg your pardon.
So considerably younger, Mr. Speaker.
Sorry, I apologise to the member.
I regret to interrupt my colleague, Mr. Speaker, but while he was asking that question, there was an intervention from across the House that said, "Why do you hate children?" I object to that statement being made in this House.
Order, a point of order is being heard, and it's a fair point of order that an interjection was made that a member has taken objection to. I didn't hear the interjection, I've got to be honest about that, so all I can do is ask whoever made it please to treat the House with a little more respect than that and not make that kind of interjection that can cause offence. Charles Chauvel.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Perhaps I could begin the question again.
Yes, Charles Chauvel may recommence the question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To the Minister.
Point of order, the Honourable
Mr.
David
Speaker,
Cunliffe.
you may have missed Mr. Hyde asking the member sitting behind me to, quote, answer the question no doubt referring to the previous comment which you ruled out of order. That means, sir, that member is certainly out of order, and I would ask that you remind him.
Oh, look, order. I just say to members, let's not get... I didn't hear that again. I'm sorry, because I was focused on the request from Charles Chauvel to recommence his question. Now look, because I didn't hear it, I've got to be, there's not a lot I can do, but just ask members, please, to show the House more respect. And I've called Charles Chauvel to start his supplementary.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, the Honourable Rodney Hyde.
Look, I think the House is getting all too precious, because it certainly can't be out of order for some member, I didn't hear it, but for some member to call out, "Why do you hate children?" That is not against standing orders.
I ask the member to resume his seat. And just ask him, how is that helping the good order of the House? To offence, rightly or wrongly, was taken, and for understandable reasons, because members do not like the innuendo that they hate children. I don't blame members for that. And so I didn't ask anyone to withdraw and apologise for it. I simply asked members to show a little more courtesy. And that should be the end of the matter. Charles, point of order, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr. Speaker, I think I regret challenging you, sir, but I am now. We've had a member tossed from the House for challenging your authority. You had previously ruled on this matter. You had a member who then got up and repeated a comment which he had been told was offensive to members opposite, and he appears to have got away without even a requirement to withdraw and apologise for doing that. And sir, in my opinion, it was a much more open and blatant attack on your authority than the one earlier.
Order. Now, members are testing my patience now, because the reason why the Honourable Clayton Cosgrove was asked to leave the chamber, he questioned my fairness. He actually said in an interjection, "Another fair decision," very sarcastically by the Speaker. That is intolerable. The Speaker cannot allow that kind of thing to go unchecked in the House. I didn't hear that it was the Honourable Rodney Hyde who had made the original interjection. I didn't know from the point of order raised that it was that member. But I would ask members, please, to just be more respectful of this House. It is this House that matters. And I'd ask members to be slightly more respectful of interjections. At times can be very appropriate and very clever, but some are very unhelpful. Charles Chauvel.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
And I am sorry about pushing this, sir, but the point that I was referring to was not the original interjection or the repeating of it by Dr. McSmith, but it was the fact that by way of point of order, the member did it
the
again.
Speaker has dealt with the matter, and that is the end of the matter. Charles Chauvel.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Energy and Resources and asks, in light of the Electricity Commission's warnings about a looming energy supply crisis, is the Minister concerned at all that despite having a contract to take all the gas that the Kupe field can produce, Genesis Energy recently told the Commerce Committee that after 2016 it doesn't have enough gas to run its existing gas-fired power stations?
Honourable Cherry Brownlee.
Mr. Speaker, no, and I'd make two comments. First, I think the Electricity Commission overstating their concerns about security of supply. We have made a huge effort to change the circumstances under which electricity is governed and produced and the companies operate in order to focus more clearly on security of supply. But I would also, second, sir, point out that the previous government introduced a thermal ban on electricity, which saw a long period of no significant new gas discovery, and we are suffering from that as far as projections are concerned. I am quite confident that now that we have a government that actually has its head out of the sand and recognises that gas will be a significant contributor to the energy picture in the years ahead, more discovery will be made.
Question number 7, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Speaker, my question is